Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on The Flash Season 3, and this is going to be my trailer breakdown for episode 21. I can't believe I'm saying that, only a few episodes left. But yeah, episode 21, otherwise entitled Cause and Effect. But before we get into anything else, let's actually watch the trailer.
How did you become Savitar?
Savitar is a version of Barry from the future. He remembers everything that Barry does.
What if Barry can't remember what we're doing now?
Do you want to mess with his brain?
Just a little bit. I want to stop you from making new memories.
Let's do it.
Who are all of you? Oh my lord.
Cisco.
Slight
Where
miscalculation.
the hell am I? Is this a dentist office?
The Flash, all new this Tuesday at 8/7 Central on the CW.
So, wow, we finally had one of the biggest mysteries of the season revealed in yesterday's episode with the unmasking of Savitar, the God of Speed. Obviously, spoiler alert, if you, for some reason, are watching this video without actually have seen the last episode, Savitar was revealed as a version of Barry Allen with scarring, like on the right side of his face, like a damaged eye by the looks of it, and a very evil demeanor, which is appropriate seeing he is a villain, I guess. Obviously, if you watched my video yesterday, you would know I wasn't really the biggest fan of this reveal and actually the identity of Savitar, but I'm going to let that slide. I'm just going to, let it go with the flow, if you know what I'm talking about. Just forget it for now and just enjoy the rest of the season. Now, in regards to who this Barry is, I will be doing a pretty in-depth video over the weekend in regards to who he could be and his motivations, so be sure to be on the lookout for that then over the weekend. But a synopsis or description for this episode was released around 2 weeks ago roughly, which really doesn't reveal too much extra, but I may as well include it just in case anyone hasn't seen it yet. Barry takes drastic measures to stop Savitar. Meanwhile, HR continues to push Tracy Brand to design the trap for Savitar. And Killer Frost returns with an interesting proposal. As you can tell by the synopsis, a lot of that is pretty straightforward. The only real thing of interest is the proposal that Killer Frost has and will bring forward, so I'm intrigued to see what that will actually end up being. Possibly she ends up betraying Savitar, or she wants something in return and will give some, more information to Team Flash in regards to Savitar, like maybe how to take him down, what he does when he's not in the suit and stuff like that. But who knows what they're going to do. But anyway, the trailer kicks off with present day Barry speaking to this other version of Barry who has just been revealed as Savitar. So this episode should start right where we left off at the end of last episode, that being episode 20, with these two coming face to face. But we actually hear present day Barry ask Savitar Barry, how did you become Savitar? Which is obviously the question I think a lot of us, or a decent amount of us, have. And as I said, I will do a video on this over the weekend. Now, just because Barry asks this question to the Savitar Barry at this time, it doesn't necessarily mean we will actually get an answer from the Savitar Barry, as he might be wary of giving too much information away, which would, potentially let Team Flash stop his rise to power and stop him from achieving what he wants to achieve. This could be a question that is answered in another episode, but seeing that this is the third last episode of the season, you would be hoping they cover that pretty quickly and get on to wrapping the season up and figuring out how to take down Savitar and stuff like that. Just a quick thing to mention on Barry's face, well, Savitar Barry's face, sorry. As I've seen a lot of people wondering what the hell is going on with it and why does it look so weird, the easiest answer I can give to this is that this is from when Barry ran incredibly fast and it started to damage his body, which then led to him getting that big metal suit that we now see Savitar run around in. The scar looks like it is in the shape of his cowl, so you would think he was wearing it at the time, and it's possibly like burnt through his skin. I am hoping we do get some sort of flashback, or should I say flash forward, in regards to this and how it all, came to be. Obviously in the last episode, Tracy Brown was saying this is most likely why Savitar has that big suit, because he's running so fast, his body actually can't handle it, so the suit is like a very protective field for him. We do see Wally here saying that Savitar is a version of Barry from the future, which obviously confirms that Barry does indeed tell Team Flash of Savitar's identity, and also, say that this Barry is from the future. So does that mean that Savitar answered Barry's question from earlier on? Who knows? There was some doubt on whether he would actually tell them. Like, a lot of people were wondering, okay, if Barry finds out, will he tell the rest of them? Just in case he wanted to try and deal with it himself, and maybe not let Team Flash know that a future version of him or like another version of him is responsible for all the chaos that is happening. Wally adds to this by saying that Savitar remembers everything that Barry does, which is going to lead to the main portion of the episode, you know, going by the trailer of course, which involves playing with Barry's brain for a bit. So what Cisco has planned for Barry is for him to stop creating memories for a certain period of time, which in turn should cause this other version of Barry who is running around as Savitar to not remember what happened during that certain period of time. So I guess the best way to put it would be that Barry is going to be given temporary short-term memory loss. Well, attempted to be given short-term memory loss. The contraption or machine that Barry is put under to commence the picking of his brain does look similar to something that we've seen on Legends of Tomorrow on the Wave Rider, I'm pretty sure. So this could be another piece of technology that Star Labs has come up with that gets the interest of Rip Hunter in the future, or maybe it's completely different. I just remember something looking very, very similar to this on the Wave Rider on Legends of Tomorrow. With the machine being turned on, we see some memories of Barry, you know, flash before his eyes, which are actually memories being wiped, as he is now unaware of where the hell he is, or who the hell the people around him are. It will be interesting to see if he still has his speed though, like his flash powers, because that would be quite the awesome surprise if he started to run all of a sudden he's just, you know, the Flash. I think that might happen, but we'll have to wait and see. Earlier on in the trailer though, you do see Barry pick up a picture of Nora and Henry Allen, obviously his parents, who he may not remember, but they could make it that he does remember them and thinks they're alive. So he learns at this time that his parents are actually dead for another time, which would add some like emotion to this episode and, you know, make us, you know, feel bad for Barry again. One last thing that I want to bring up from the trailer is actually some of the fight scenes we see earlier on involving Barry and Savitar. Firstly, we see them running at each other and launching lightning, which isn't anything out of the normal. Hell, we have seen, you know, Savitar absorb Jesse Quick's lightning and then throw his white lightning back at her. But it is the next scene that we see them in that is the most interesting for me, and this is when we see the two speedsters fighting, but Savitar isn't glowing as he usually is. He is just, you know, that big metal suit. There's no like of that blue light coming. We are led to believe from earlier on in this season that Savitar's suit could have something to do with the Philosopher's Stone, like it's powered from it or it's created from it. But who knows if that stone will even come back into play this season. But Savitar not having his glow could be a result of the two throwing, you know, lightning at each other. Maybe both of their speed gets taken or it's gone for a temporary amount of time. Or maybe it's gone due to Barry's memory wiping. Maybe because he has his memory wiped, he doesn't get his speed, which in turn makes his other version of Barry lose his speed, but, you know, somehow keeps the suit. I don't know. It is a bit confusing, but let me know what you think of it all in the comment section down below. Now, one thing I want to quickly bring up and just have a quick chat about was actually the reveal of Savitar, and obviously it was a version of Barry. We don't know necessarily where this Barry is. As I said, I'm going to do that video over the weekend, but I did see a lot of people attacking me saying, Pagey, you're an idiot. You didn't choose it. I just want to clarify, I actually, if you go watch my past couple of videos on Savitar, I never said who I thought Savitar was. I never gave a definitive answer because I thought, I don't think anyone really has a strong opinion on who it is. No one actually locked down an answer saying, I think it's future Barry, I think it's Eddie, I think it's Ronnie. Not a lot of people did that. Everyone just did a lot of theories and stuff like that. And it was basically like, oh, if I do all of them, technically I'm going to be right. I never picked who I thought it was. A lot of people said I thought it was Ronnie. If you go watch that video, I actually say it's not Ronnie. I gave a lot of answers to prove why it wasn't Ronnie. So I don't understand why a lot of people decided to attack me. I thought it was very strange. But anyway, if you did pick future Barry or a version of Barry, you don't necessarily know what's going on with this Barry, because this Barry, I'm giving a bit of a spoiler from what my video over the weekend will contain, but this could be a pre-Flashpoint version of Barry, so there's a bit of a spoiler for that upcoming video over the weekend. So technically he wouldn't be a future version of Barry. If anything, he'd be technically a past version of Barry, depending on when he would be from. It's a bit confusing, but I've got to work on that video and get more in depth with it. But hopefully you understand where I'm coming from. But yeah, if you do end up picking whatever version of Barry this could be, congratulations, because it is one of the hardest things to pick going into the season, especially when it's a master villain. Last season I did pick Hunter Zolomon on a Zoom, and I really enjoyed the fact that I picked that, because a lot of people, you know, blew that off and thought, no, it's not going to be Hunter Zolomon, that's not going to happen. I stick with it, and it ended up being right, so I was happy with that. So congratulations if you picked it this season with Savitar. But thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like on it. Let me know in the comment section down below what do you think is going on in this trailer. Do you think Barry's going to lose his memory for the whole episode? Do you think it's the reason him and Savitar are fighting, not with speed, and why Savitar's suit isn't glowing? What do you think is going on there? And do you think we'll get the answer in this episode on what type of Barry this is? Is it like a pre-Flashpoint? Is it like a future Barry from a certain year? And what year do you think he's from? Let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys, and goodbye.